Somebody get this for this.
I know what the answer is.
Congratulations, Troyan. Does that reduce? Now, I will warn you, actually, I don't know this. This will probably not even be an option on the test because it's reducible and they don't want you to, I guess it might be. Just make sure, I believe your calculator reduces for you. Let's see, 216 over 999, math, enter, 8 over 37, yeah. So, yeah, you're correct, don't forget to reduce. Alright, here we go, the review. Again, these will not be exact. These are not the exact problems, but they're very similar. The directions are the exact same. Dang it, I forgot to block out the problem. So, remember, tonight, or I wish tonight, if you were studying, go through. If you can read the directions and know what you're supposed to do, that's half the battle. Just remember that. Alrighty. First problem. And again, these probably aren't going to be in the same order. Find the sum of the infinite geometric series if it exists. What's this problem going to look like? Find the sum of the infinite geometric series. Seamus. That's right. And what's the actual problem going to look like? Yeah, it's going to be a series. It's going to be a list of numbers. But he said it. A1 over 1 minus r. You see infinite geometric series, you should think, I have a formula for that. And you're exactly right. Here it is. And the formula, as he's already told us, is a sub 1 over 1 minus r. Now, who can tell me what's the only time you can actually find the sum of an infinite geometric series? You're thinking of regular arithmetic series. If it's getting smaller, is it getting smaller? Yeah, so we're golden. What's our r value? Take any term divided by the previous term. Yeah. Well, right. Well, what exactly? It is a fourth. 6 over 24, 24 over 96, etc. Either of them would give you the r equals 1/4. So our formula, a sub 1 over 1 minus r. So 96 divided by 3/4. Or 96 times 4/3, however you chose to look at it. I think it's 128, but I'm not positive. It is. Ooh, I meant to let you guys try to answer this on your clickers first. But for this one, you can just go ahead and put C in. I never started that. I want us to practice with the clickers. It's been a while since we used them, so they're not even ready for you yet. Let me get them ready. All right. Give it time. I get uglier. All right, please take a gander at your clickers and let me know if you are receiving.
No.
You're not receiving?
No.
Oh, yeah. Does it say test number now? Is yours, Savannah? Oh, there it goes. Clear answers. Yeah. Wonder why it didn't give you a test number to choose from. That's weird. Let me start over. Stop. Record. Overwrite. Ooh, now you're receiving. Yay. First, leave pre-cal. Clear answers. Why is it? Oh, test number. This is test number 3, which I'll do for you. Test number 3, and then hit enter. It's the pretest. Number 1 was. Hit the top middle button if it's going real slow. All right. So for number 1, after you put test number 3, it was C. On the future problems, I will give you time to, oh, I never stopped, okay. I'll give you time to guess your answer first. All right. Here we go. Number 2. Write the first 4 terms of the sequence whose general term is given. What is this problem going to look like? Keith and Seamus don't have to speak, but I need somebody else to now. What's that? What do you mean, a sequence? What is this problem going to look like? What is a general term? No, that's the first term. That's right. General term is a formula. It's going to be giving you some kind of equation to find your terms. And all you have to do is find the first 4 terms. Well, that's for finding your own general term. When it gives you a general term, it's going to just give you an equation. That's what it's going to look like. So all you have to do is figure out, if you plugged in 1, 2, 3, and 4 into that equation, which set of numbers does it give you? So I'm going to give you a moment to look at that, put forth your answer, and then we'll look it. Yes. Everyone's going to speak up today. So if you think you know, raise your hand. Sabrina, how did you get C? Over 2. What did you get when you plugged 2 in there? You get 9 over 3 factorial. 3 factorial is what, Josh? 3 factorial is 6. It's 3 times 2 times 1. So you actually get 9 over 6, which reduces to 3 halves. So it has to actually be B or D. So Jared, finish this one up. If you plug in 3, what do you get? You get 3 cubed over 4 factorial. What's 3 cubed over 9? Let me show you. Well, it's in your calculator first of all. But, so this is 4 factorial, so that's the same as 3 cubed, which is 27, over 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which is in your calculadora. Let's see. That'd be, let's see. We already know the top is 27, so let's just do 4, math, scroll all the way to the right, factorial, 24. 27 over 24 reduces to 9 over 8. So hopefully you picked B. If you didn't choose anything, go ahead and put something in now. I don't even really care if you all get zeros. I mean, that's not what I meant to say. I don't care if on the review how many you get right. I just want to see that everybody gets every question answered at all. Yeah. What do you mean, what number? Well, that was the 3rd term. They talked me through the first 2. The first 4, you actually plug in 1, 2, 3, and 4 for M. Oh, dang it, didn't do that. So that means I'm looking for a sub 1, a sub 2, a sub 3, and a sub 4. So plugging in a sub 1, you get 3 to the first over 1 plus 1 factorial. And then 3 to the second over 2 plus 1 factorial. And you plug in whatever this number is into the equation. Question. All right. 20 questions, same as your test. All righty. I know. What is this problem going to look like? The second to last thing we did.
Oh, when it's within the bracket, they're not within the bracket, but to the right of the bracket, to the people.
The piecewise thing?
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to be a piecewise? And if it is a piecewise, then what are we looking to find? That's right. We need to see if at its break point, where it splits along the piecewise, if it's going to be the same. Now, not all discontinuous questions will be piecewise functions. One of them might just be 1 over x minus 2. Where's this discontinuous? So like, oh, 2. That's what's going to make the bottom equal 0. But, you were right. You also might have a piecewise situation. What value do we need to check in all 3 portions of the problem? 2. That's where it's splitting. If it's going to be discontinuous anywhere, it's going to be where it's breaking into a different function. What does the top function equal? What does the middle one equal? Do we even have to worry about the bottom one? Why not? Kaylee, why not? That's right. First one was 6, second one was 5. 6, 5, discontinuous. So at what x value is this going to be discontinuous? 2. Very good. And the answer is B. While people are punching this in, how would this problem have needed to have been changed for the answer to have been none? What's the one thing that could have changed that would have made the answer to this problem none? If that middle number was a 6, that would mean, because this is already 6 and so is this, the left-hand and right-hand limits are both 6, but right now the y value is 5. Well, if this had been a 6 instead of a 5, it would have filled this in nicely, therefore making it continuous. Very good. Next problem. Same exact thing. Find, is the function discontinuous, and if so, at what point? What's the value we need to check? The 3. Very good. What do you get if you punch 3 into the top one? 0 over 0. Remember, the technical definition of continuous is, does the limit of the function equal the actual function value? Does the limit equal the value? So we need to take the limit. Now, if you're a savvy factorer, then I'm sure you're out there being like, I can cancel stuff out there and it becomes x plus 3. And yes, you can. But in case you're not, let's look at it the tracing way, the limit way. X squared minus 9 divided by x minus 3. Graph. Trace. We already know at 3 it doesn't exist, and that's verified. What's something I can plug in to find the limit of this function? 2.999999. It equals 6. Does our actual value equal 6? So therefore, what's the answer? C. It is not discontinuous anywhere. The limit equaled the function value. Very good. So, several people have spoken up, and I appreciate that. But my biggest contributors so far have been Jared, Alyssa, Heath, Seamus, Joey. Was there one other person who spoke up? And Kaylee, that's right. Josh did, that's true. He finished that one problem. All right. Next, I forgot to cover it up. Oh well. The graph of the function is given. Use the graph to find the indicated limit and function value. So we need to find the limit as x approaches 0 and the actual point at 0. Who wants to take a stab at it? Who wants to? Shelby Emmons, you want to take a stab? Yes. All right, I could do that. Dang, oh well. But just look at it and tell me what the answers would have been. what y value is it approaching as the function gets closer to 0? As it comes in, they both approach. I'm sorry? Well, that's right. They both approach 0. That's the y value they're approaching. What is the actual point at 0? Not that it's not on the board right now. Is there a filled-in dot anywhere along x equals 0? No, so it just doesn't exist. That's why the answer was B. So punch that in your clicker if you haven't already. The limit equals 0 and the function value doth not exist. I don't know. What was number 3? 3 was B. Thank you. 5. All right. Click. Let's do another one. I'll pick somebody closer this time. Jessica. What is this question asking for? If you look at these, what are the two things you're actually looking to find? Put it in words. From the right. Very good. Let's do that part first. What is the limit as x approaches 1 from the right-hand side? Well, let her answer that. Here's x equals 1, the imaginary line. As our function approaches that from this direction, what y value is it hitting? 2. Very good. Did you hear that explanation? Mm-hmm. All right, 2. So we can say that the answer has to be B or A. They're the only two with the limit equaling 2. What does the actual function value equal at 1? It is also 2 because it's a filled-in dot. So therefore the answer is A. It is A. Questions on that problem? Or any other question regarding pictures of limits, because I don't think we're going to do any more for the review. Because it had the plus sign, that indicates the right-hand side. So only thing you really needed to look at was everything to the right of x equals 1. And we said, well, what y value is that approaching? And this right here was approaching 2. I believe that y value is 2 right there. Questions? Yes. Other questions? I'm listening. All right. Next, use the formula for the sum of the first n terms of a geometric sequence to solve. What is this problem going to look like and or ask us to do? What do you mean a fraction problem? Use the formula. Well, that's the formula you need to use, yeah. But going off what you said, when did you use that SN formula? What did the problems look like when you needed that sum formula? Yeah, it was a sequence. It was a series. It's going to give you a geometric sequence, and you need to find, it's probably going to say something like find the first however many terms. It's asking you to find the sum, but it didn't tell you how many. So, find the sum of the first 11 terms of the geometric sequence given there. So, since I'm assuming you have that formula in front of you, Austin, I'll let you take this problem. What was that formula for the geometric sequence? Yep. Geometric sum. Who does have it in front of them? Sabrina, what was it? Be careful. That is a formula, but that's for what kind of series? Arithmetic. You need to label that in your notes. That's the arithmetic sum. I need the geometric. What was it? Very good. Have these formulas. So here we go. We're looking for S sub 11. So A sub 1 is what? 1/3. That's right. R is negative 3. Take any term divided by the previous term. So 3 divided by negative 1. And you get negative 3. What is our N value? 11. Very good. Just the number of terms. All divided by 1 minus negative 3. So we're ready to go to our calculator. Let's see. Clear. 1/3 times 1 minus negative 3 to the 11th. I'm just going to do that first. Then I'm going to divide all that by 4 with 1 minus negative 3. Yuck. Math enter, enter. Oh, come on. Give it to me as a fraction. What's this times 3, I wonder? I bet that's going to be our answer because all these are over 3. 44,287 over 3. So D. Yay. Because for whatever reason, the calculator is not wanting to convert this to a fraction for me. Well, I looked up here and said, well, look, all of these are over a 3. So if they're all divided by 3, then to get the numerator, I just need to take my number and multiply by 3. Even if that doesn't occur to you on the test, if I see this on your work, that's worth pretty much almost all of it. If I see the correct formula correctly filled in, that's worth pretty much all the points. If I see the correct formula incorrectly filled in, that's worth a decent number of points. Wrong formula gets a sad face. As long as it's handwritten. So yes. I'll be honest, that has happened in the past, and on occasion I've overlooked it. A few people in here have even brought that to my attention in the past. I don't remember who they were. And if they, when we're going over it later, if you bring it to my attention when I call for grade corrections, I usually give it back to you. All right. Well, no, if it's right, I don't even look at it. Remember those sheets I get back to you only have the wrong answers on them. I don't even look at your writing. I had a professor in college who did just the opposite. If you missed it, he gave you immediate 0 on the problem, and if you got it right, he would then go and see if you did it correctly. I had a test once. I missed one question out of 25 and made a 72. I was so mad. I went up to his office. I was fuming. Anyway, number 8. Oh, I forgot to cover these up. Use the definition of continuity to determine whether f is continuous at the given a value. What do it do? Yes, and yes. You're both right. By your rationale, where am I going to plug in? I mean, what problems am I going to potentially have with this? Yeah. None. There's no denominator. There's no radical. There's no piecewise. There's no possible way, regardless of what that a value is, that could be discontinuous. So you just put continuous. Now, Alyssa actually hit the more universal way to do it. It's like, just punch in the value. If it works, yay, continuous. If it doesn't, gives you anything over 0. So, 9, you punch in that a value, and what do you get? Negative 3 over 0, which is, of course, a problem, therefore making it not continuous. While the first one.
So if there's not a fraction, there's no possible way.
I don't think we actually had any that had radicals. If there's a piecewise, then you have to check that. Remember those two problems we did earlier? But if it's not a piecewise and it's not a fraction, there's no possible way it can be discontinuous. Yes. Yep. Yep. Other questions from these problems? No? Anybody need me to leave these up here for a moment? Okay. Can do. Tight. We're almost halfway done. I would call us about 45% of the way done. Oh, you like that I did there? 9 over 20, math enter, 45. That's what it did. A mental math enter. Okay. Does anybody know if they're predicting any snow? That helps, thanks. Snow in Antarctica. There's snow on Venus. I don't know. It's pretty cold though. No, wait, I got the wrong planet. Mars. Which always confused me. The red one is the cold one and the blue one is the hot one. I always visualized it as blue. Way to earthify it for me. Okay. Moving on. What'd you say? Oh, I heard you. Don't be a Uranus hole right now, okay? Okay. Number 10. Luckily he didn't catch it. Use the. I think I paused it. Yes, I know. No one has to know that. Alright, use the formula for the general term, the nth term of a geometric sequence. Blah, 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 blah. Use the formula for the general term to find the geometric blah, blah, blah. So, what's this problem going to look like? It is going to be a sequence, which is just a list of numbers. And you're going to need to use which general term, the arithmetic or the geometric? Geometric. Good one. All right. So, oh, it actually gave us everything that we needed. How thoughtful. So, we are looking for a sub 11. And what was the general term for the geometric? Someone? Slightly underwhelmed here. What's the formula for the geometric general term? Just like that? Okay. A1 is -5. R is -3. What is N? It's 11. So N minus 1 is 10. So -5 times -3 to the 10th is going to be a ginormously huge number. And it will be negative. I'm guessing it's going to be B or C. Do you know that? Did you actually punch it in? It is B. I don't know why I didn't have that marker. I didn't see your. Oh, excellent. Good job. Okay. Questions? Okay. I actually did forget to tell my second block about this pretest, so I don't want to hear it. I don't think so. Okay. Okay, moving on. Click. Hopefully everybody's keeping up on their clicker. That one was B. Number 11. Use the, not that I even care, I mean just put in answers. I just want to see when we're done that everybody has answered. That way it shows me that you know what you're doing on the clicker. Number 11. Use the formula for the general term. So exact same as the last problem except for what? Arithmetic. And what's the arithmetic formula? Well, it's the same except for the fact that instead of geometric, it's arithmetic. What's the formula? Yes, ma'am. Muchos goodos. We're looking for A sub 31. A sub 1 is negative 6. Let's see. N is what? 31. So 31 minus 1 is 30 times D. Negative 6 divided by 5 is 6 times negative 2 is 12. Negative 18? Somebody check that. I'm not entirely sure that's right. Yes. Or it'll either give you a D or it'll give you multiple numbers in the sequence, in which case you can just find D with subtraction. No. Steak sauce divided by hydrogen minus radon is infinite geometric. Yes. Thank you very much, Karen. You just really made this check mark feel better about itself. Here, plus. Why art thou confused? That's weird. Must have been how you plugged it in. Let's see. Negative 6 plus 30 times negative 2/5. That's a 5. Any other questions? Oh, dang it, I forgot to cover this up. Find the derivative of f at x. Who can tell me how to do this? And you can do them all the short way. Sorry, Joey, you've already spoken. Blah, 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 blah. Break. That's right. And what would that give me as a formula? That's exactly what it would give you. Now we just need to find f prime of 6. Plug in 6 into that thing and what you get. You do get 4. The power rule. Multiply by the exponent, so 2 times 1 is 2. Lower it by 1. Multiply by the exponent. 8 times 1 is 8. Anything with just an x, the x goes away. And anything without an x just goes away. D. Things actually B. It doesn't matter. I need you to have an answer for every question.
11 is
Question. All right. Dang it. I'm really slipping on these. Forgot again. Find the indicated sum. Where? I don't know. You know what? I'm betting if we get a fraction as an answer, we'll know what that is at the time. If it's 7 halves or 7 thirds or 7 over anything, I'm guessing it's B. All right. Now, there's 2 ways to solve this. One's in the calculator, one's on paper. How do I do it on paper? Exactly. Just plug in 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, and then what do I do with all those? Add them together. This is, after all, a summation. Hence the sum in the direction. So 4 factorial over 4 minus 1 factorial plus 5 factorial over 5 minus 1 factorial plus 6 factorial over 6 minus 1 factorial plus 7 factorial over 7 minus 1 factorial. Who remembers how these reduce? There's no... Go ahead and finish it. That's right. Because they're all only one different, this is essentially just 4, 5, 6, and 7, because everything else cancels, right? So 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 is what? 22. Now, if you're a calculator junkie, I'll show you how to do it like that on there. Second, stat. Scroll all the way to the right. Sum. Second, stat. Scroll only one to the right. Sequence. Put in your formula. Nope, I don't actually need to do that. Divided by x minus 1. Oop, I'm going to need double parentheses here. How does what work? What? What were you asking? I can possibly answer that for you. Or not. Okay. Oh, I forgot to declare my variable. X, comma 4, comma 7, comma 1. What? Parentheses? Let's see. I opened 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parentheses and only closed like 2 of them. No wonder it's mad. Okay. X minus 1 fact. Yeah. Good call. Oh, you were saying in the top one? There could have been. The reason there didn't need to be is because since it's only one term, then order of operations took care of it. So anyway, I think we can agree that it's easier to actually just do on paper, but in case tomorrow's looks even worse than that, there's the way you do it on the calculator. Again, this will be saved as a video, so you can always go back and watch that setup multiple times. Okay. All right. Nope, I'm going to remember this time. 3. All right. What's this problem going to look? Well, dang it, never mind. That is the problem. Never mind. There's really no point in me covering this one up. Yeah. I don't know, because I'm dumb. What's the formula here? Wait, Sabrina, I know you want to give me this. Sum. Oh, you gave it to me earlier. Yes. I see you, Austin. Hold on. There you go. Very good. What's the only problem here? Why can't I just start punching everything in? I don't know what A in. I don't know what A sub 30 is. So the first thing I have to do is find that by using that formula from earlier, which since somebody already told me, I'll just cut to the chase, was A sub 1 plus N minus 1, and it's still 30, times D. What's my D value? What are we going up or down by? Yeah, we're going down 5. For this, it was, well, we did it just a problem or two ago, but it was A sub 1 plus N minus 1 times D. Negative 145 plus 10 is negative 135. So S sub 30 equals 30 over 2 times A sub 1 plus A sub N, which I think is negative 135. Thank you. 15 times negative 125. Well, I guess it would have to be A, because it has to end in a 5 and be negative. And you get A. Third, I have no idea. B. This isn't for a grade. I just want to see that you get it. Oh, fine. It was A. Questions? Number 15. Freeze. Nah, I don't need to cover this one up. We already did one for the Dom. That's all. Have we got this written down? Alright. Wait. Click. Oh, wrong direction. Alright. This is the same as Dom. Eeny, meeny, miny. Olivia, what do you think this one's going to be? How many 9s do I need to put this over? Very good. 58 over 99. Just put the number over that many 9s. I don't think this one reduces. So it is D. No, you haven't seen anything. I can write huge. I can even write huge in bananas. Right? It breaks the tension of a class. I should start dotting all my I's with just ginormous bananas. Bang! Maybe I will. Okay, questions? Questions? That's just silliness right there. Okay. Dang it, I forgot again. I'm really bad at this. Express the sum using summation notation. It's a fun thing to say. All right. What? C. Or you could just plug 1, 2, and 3 into these equations and see which one works for all three. That's probably the easier way to do it. So let's plug 1 into the first one. You get 1 over 3 factorial. No, I'm sorry, this isn't factorial. It would just be 1 over 3. Does that work for the first one? Yes, it does. Let's plug in a 2. 2 over 4. Does that work for the first one? 3 over 5. Wow, we're on a roll here. So let's just jump all the way to the last term. 10 over 12. Would that work? Holy mackerel. So I guess we found it on the first try. Yeah. See? Watch out for those details. It didn't start at 1. You can't just assume that, Mr. Crawford. You big idiot. Very good. You have to start at this value. Good catch. So it's actually B, because that one starts at 1 and not 0. It even said in the directions, use 1 as the lower limit. I would have had to dumb smack myself if I'd missed that on the test. Which I would have. Details, details. And I'm the one always saying, read the directions. I'm a hypocrite. Okay. Questions? What? Oh, right. You guys are better teachers than I am. Hey, not everybody has to agree with that. Okay, hey, oh fine, you won't have homework tonight. There you go. A piecewise function is given. Use the properties of limits to find the indicated limits or state that the limit does not exist. So what's this problem going to look like? It's going to look like a piecewise function. And what do you think you're going to be finding? Limits. Very good. All right. So, which function do I plug this one, or do I plug one into to get my left-hand limit? The top one, and what do you get? 5. So that crosses off D. Which function do I punch in to get my right-hand limit? The bottom one. 1 plus 4, and that one is 5, so I can cross this one off. If both of those are the same, then what's our overall limit going to be? And therefore the answer is A.
So will they always have the left-hand limit on the top and right on the bottom?
Most likely. If they didn't, that would just be mean. Because most piecewise give it to you in order from left to right. I'd say you'd have a bit. The thing that's different than this that is more likely to happen, but probably still even then not very likely, is they might switch these order. It might be the plus sign first and the minus sign second. But even then, I wouldn't. I bet they won't even do that. But minus goes with less than, plus goes with greater than. Did we need the middle part of this at all? No. What could it have asked me where I would have needed that middle part? Yeah. What is f of 1? And then I might have needed it, but I didn't. Thank you. All right. I need you all to exist. Okay. Shut up. Find the slope of the tangent line at the given point. What's this going to be asking me to do? What does that mean? What's the problem going to look like? You think it's going to be a picture? Find the slope of the tangent line to the graph. You think it's going to be a formula. I bet that too. And what are you going to have to do with that formula? What are we going to have to do with that formula when we get it? No. Yes. Take the derivative. Tangent line, slope, all of that comes from the derivative function. We need to take the derivative and then do what with that derivative? Plug in 4. What do we need the 33 for? Absolutely nothing. All right. Derivative. What is my derivative? Plug in quattro. What dost thou get? Muy bien. Ah, sorry. That's true.
Don't let me play somewhere. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't either. Oh, I have seen that. All right.
No. Add the rest on you want to.
All right, here we go. Use properties of limits to find the indicated limit. It may be necessary to rewrite an expansion before limit properties can be applied. Don't worry about that. Thank you. You're correct. Don't worry about that expression. What's this problem going to look like? Who can give me something slightly more specific? Morgan, what's this problem going to look like? What do you think this problem's going to look like? That's right. That's exactly what it's going to look like. Find the limit. Well, you plug in 0 and dadgum, you get 0 over 0. So, punch it into your faithful calculator. Oh, well, I meant plug in 2. You get 0 over 0, geez. So here we go. X squared minus 4 divided by, that's not a divided by x cubed, dang it, I'm all thumbs today, minus 8, well nothing, but if you have too many of them you won't be able to function. Although thumb wrestles will be awesome. Tag me in. Alright, trace does not exist, which we already knew. Somebody other than Alyssa, tell me what we can punch in for 2 on this limit. I saw a hand over here. Who was it? Was it you? Jessica. Rachel. Sorry, you're aligned is what it is. What? Very good. Ugh.
Pardon the interruption, but Mr. Cote is here in the office, and there is huge work for those students at the alternative school.
I think it's C2.
He will be here for the next few minutes to get some work for those students. Thank you.
Okay. Number 20. Same thing. Plug it in. You get -8. I'm not making fun of anybody. Plug it in. You get -8 over 3 minus 4 plus 1, which plus 2 I mean, which is 1. That's not right. You got me in too big of a hurry. 3 minus 4 plus 2 is positive 1. I don't know where I got negative. What's 8 over 1? Okay. D. That concludes. I've been waiting for the day that you would ask for it.
That's where I get my best. I'll watch it.
I love the accent. Okay. The following people, I need people to put in their final answers so I can see who did and did not finish this. All right, Drake. I only have answers on 17 questions. Scroll through and see which ones you have left blank. And or.
I just put in like 7 of them.
Okay. Close. Let me update.
Yeah, I just put me for the last.
All right, I got 20 answers from everyone. Very good. Only 2 of you failed it.
Man, I'm telling you what.